What's up, everyone? This is your man Jay, and welcome to the JayJayCool streaming playback, where I provide commentary from some of my weekly streaming moments and highlights. Now, today's episode, we'll be covering my arduous journey to catch all of the legendary Pokemon in Pokemon Emerald's postgame. Keep in mind, this journey is ongoing, but so far I have caught 8 legendary Pokemon, 4 from each stream. But without further ado, let's dive in. I decided to take on the Weather Trio first and headed to the Weather Institute to find out which legendary would pop up first and where I can find them. But not before stocking up on supplies for the job. To my unfortunate discovery, I was going to have to go after Kyogre first. I don't really have that good of luck with Kyogre. It tends to be particularly difficult, at least with me. After spending about 10 minutes looking for the damn Orca through the sea in Hoenn and having to backtrack to the Weather Institute due to the weather changing from rain to regular, I finally found the dive location to Marine Cave. Once I got there, I began the hellish chore of catching Kyogre. This Pokemon took over an hour to catch in real time. Between it killing itself from recoil damage and then sweeping my team once, it took several attempts to catch the stupid underwater whale. Rest, rain-boosted hydro pumps, sheer cold, and double edge. My team caught more than enough hell with this thing. My first try alone, it sheer colded me twice on consecutive Pokemon. Sheer cold has a base accuracy of 30. Now it does raise based on how much higher the user's level is from the target, but at its highest on my team, the accuracy should have been at 45 at best. I still should not have been affected by it as many times as I did. Overall, I was hit by sheer cold 4 times out of 5 uses throughout the duration of the encounter. It's 80% on a base 30 accuracy move! Eventually though, I finally got lucky while I put itself to sleep from rest and got it with a netball. I genuinely hate trying to catch this thing. I never have an easy time with it unless I master ball it. And I was trying to save that for the roaming Lahi to ensure that that encounter doesn't go as poorly as this one or the other Legends challenges coming up, which they're going to get a lot worse than this. After snagging the fish and licking my wounds, it was on to the next Weather Trio member, Groudon. After healing up and buying more healing items, I went back to the Weather Institute to see where the drought was occurring to indicate where Terra Cave and Groudon could be found. Due to Terra Cave not requiring dive and not being located on the ocean, it was a much easier time to find than Marine Cave. All I had to do was fly to Mauville City and it was right there on the outskirts. Time to catch Land Godzilla was now. Once again, my team was at a bit of a disadvantage. Groudon had super effective moves for over half my team. Fire Blast, Solar Beam, Fissure, and Rest. The only Pokemon that was somewhat safe was Xatu. And to add on to the difficulty, I couldn't Thunder Wave it to get paralysis because it's not affected. I genuinely thought this thing was going to sweep me at least once. But thanks to some smart healing and Groudon putting itself to sleep, I was able to stay alive and give myself a chance at catching it. The entire encounter took a bit over 15 minutes. It only took 2 whole tries due to me killing it by accident, but I took advantage of sleep and caught it for the second legend in this challenge. It was a much luckier and overall better experience than catching Kyogre, even though my team matched up way worse for Groudon. For starters, Groudon didn't have nearly as much luck landing Fissure, which is an OHKO move, than Kyogre did with Sheer Cold. On top of that, I took advantage of Xatu's immunity to ground type moves to bypass it. Also, Groudon doesn't have double edge or other recoil moves, so I didn't have to worry about it trying to off itself. Once I got done catching Groudon, I healed my team back up and then went shopping for more healing items to prepare for the last Weather Trio member, Rayquaza. To catch Rayquaza, I had to fly to Pacific Lock Town and surf to Sky Pillar, where Rayquaza was. I forgot that I did not do as many of the trainer battles on Route 131, so I ran into one and made quick work of the girl's Sea King. Once I got to Sky Pillar, it was time to make the ridiculous climb to the summit. To get to the top, you need a Mach Bite to ride over the cracks in the floors without falling through them. And because I was playing on PC with a controller with a little bit of lag, it meant I had to be stupid precise with my movements. But I finally got through it. At the summit, it was time for the battle. Rayquaza's moveset wasn't too much of a threat because my Pokemon wasn't really weak to flying nor dragon type, besides Meganium. The only thing I had to look out for was Outrage, and when Rayquaza would become confused from Outrage fatigue. If it hurt itself and its health was low enough, it would off itself and I would have to retry. Overall though, the encounter went oddly well for a Rayquaza encounter. Usually Rayquaza gives me a bit of grief, especially if I don't use the Master Ball. But this only took 10 minutes and 5 tries, mainly because I killed it 3 times and then it off itself once. All in all though, this was the least amount of time it took for any of the Weather Trio, which was odd. After catching the Sky Dragon, I healed up and decided to cast a Roaming Lottie next, as it would be the quickest to do before ending the stream for the night. The Lottie I decided to go after was Latios, as every time I played Emerald previously, I chose Latios. I already knew I was going to Master Ball to save time, energy, and mental stress. I just had to make sure I encountered it quickly. I had it knocked out of my party so I can repel all of the other lower level Pokemon away to almost ensure an encounter. Before long, I ran into it and immediately snagged it. Too easy. The next day, I decided to knock out the Johto flying duo, Ho-Oh and Lugia. I knew going into it that these two would be as annoying, if not more, than the Weather Trio, so I stocked up on a few healing items. Unlike the first 4 legends, I had to enter codes to access these, due to me not having the mystery gifts to get their locations naturally. After teleporting to Naval Rock and navigating through the cave labyrinth, I started ascending to the summit to take on Ho-Oh first. This encounter was very interesting. The encounter itself only took 1 try and lasted 10 minutes, so you would think it didn't go as bad as the others. It felt just as bad, because for the first few walls, Ho-Oh didn't even let them shake. At one point in the encounter, Ho-Oh got dangerously close to knocking my entire team out. With Fire Blast, Recover, Sunny Day, and Swift, it made it far more annoying to catch. It would set up the sun and unleash sun-boosted Fire Blast, something my team didn't appreciate, and then Recover would allow it to heal HP without putting it to sleep, so it made far more of an annoying move to deal with. I had to set up Light Screen multiple times to tank the damage. Eventually though, powered through and caught it. Took about 15 Ultra Balls to catch the stupid Rainbow Chicken, but I did it. Now it was time to descend several floors to the basement to go for Lugia. After reaching Lugia in the basement of Naval Rock, it was time to begin the encounter. Lugia's encounter went very similar to Ho-Oh, taking one encounter that lasted more than 15 minutes. Instead of Fire Blast and Sunny Day, I had to deal with Hydro Pump and Rain Dance. That was mostly fine though, because unlike Kyogre, whose Hydro Pump accuracy was on 100 because it damn near never missed, Lugia wasn't as lucky with its shots. The main issue I ran into was the fact that my moves did either too much damage or too little damage, and Lugia kept recovering. At one point, I had to use multiple max elixirs because it stalled out my Thunderbolt and Rock Throw PP. It was a patience nightmare for me. But, like Ho-Oh, I kept at it and eventually caught the damn sea monster. Thank you! We caught Lugia. Johto Legends, besides the Beast and Celebi, were done. After leaving Naval Rock, I decided to prepare to revisit the Hoenn Legends and take on Deoxys at Birth Island. To prepare for Deoxys, I decided to fly back and forth through Hoenn to get the necessary healing items and Pokeballs for the encounter. I was expecting a bit of an annoying time against it. Spoiler alert, it turned out to be one of the easiest encounters by far. After putting in the code to teleport to Birth Island and going through the island puzzle, it was time to fight Deoxys. I expected it to be level 30, but with that, I remembered that my team dwarfed it, and just about any attack move could and would one-shot it. I had to be extra careful with this encounter. After paralyzing it, I swapped to Steelix and used Rock Throw, as it was my weakest attacking move. Rock Throw did almost half its health in one shot, so a couple brought it down to red quickly. I then threw an Ultra Ball at it and caught it on the first ball. Wow, first ball. Wow, that just happened. That was a welcome break from all the hell I had to deal with from Ho-Oh and Lugia not staying in their damn Pokeballs. After catching Deoxys, I decided to go after Latios on Southern Island and Mew on Faraway Island, but quickly pivoted to just Mew after failing to get the codes to work to encounter Latios on Southern Island. I teleported to Southern Island, only to not be met with the damn Dragon Jet. I gave up after a while and moved on to Mew, the last legend I did up to this point. Mew went very similar to Deoxys. After getting the code to work to teleport myself to Faraway Island, I quickly met the small pink Pokemon. It was level 30, so I once again had to be careful with the attacks I used. I paralyzed it, and then quickly switched to Steelix to use Rock Throw. Mew transformed into Steelix, and then went for Earthquake, something that initially startled me, but then got over when I remembered how much more over-leveled I am compared to it. After lowering its HP to red, I threw a couple of Ultra Balls and made quick work of it. And that's it. As of right now, I have Ho-Oh, Lugia, Mew, Deoxys, Groudon, Rayquaza, Kyogre, and Latias. For my next episode, I think I'm going to go after Legendary Beasts and Legendary Birds, and then just have them spawn in places that I think they'll spawn in naturally in Hoenn, as you can't actually find them in the Hoenn games as of right now. So, for example, I think I'll have Moltres and Entei spawn somewhere close to Mount Chimney, and then have Articuno spawn somewhere close to the bottom of Shoal Cave. Now that's all for today's episode. If you want to catch my live streams as they happen, please don't hesitate to go to my Twitch page and follow and subscribe. The link is below. Also, please don't hesitate to join my Discord, as I post schedule updates and content updates for my Twitch page on there. But on that note, this is Jay, signing off.